I just say Jim, and this video pop up. This Emiloko people. Honestly, you cannot defend Emiloko, make you no look stupid. See person, papa, on top line. Oh my, be like maybe they call this black while we are saying our white guys. Man, I watch this video. So say the guy nearly he won't beat our babe for Arise TV. Guys, more let I watch the video. Don't be small though. You come us to they pay serious money. Now share the video, leave your comments a bit.
Do you know the kind of people that support this government? Is people who love truth, who love this country. Okay? People who love the truth and who genuinely love this country. Not rent seekers, not thieves, who want to keep putting subsidy money in their pockets. All right? There was no money to pay subsidy. It was 8 years of grotesque irresponsibility. Okay? Now, you gave this guy more than an hour yesterday to start gaslighting. He was on the verge of insurrection, of treason.
That's not correct, Mr. Onopasa. We didn't give him more than 1 hour. Mr. Onopasa, listen, let's calm down so that we can hear each other better. We didn't give him more than 1 hour. We gave him a slot that was barely 30 minutes. I mean, he made his point. Why don't you just respond to the issues that he raised rather than claiming that everybody's gaslighting?
He did not make any point. I am responding to the point. If you will let me. Right. If you will let me respond, please.
All right, Mr. Onakwasa.
If you will let me respond, please.
All right, Mr. Onakwasa. Now, let us just go to the details here.
One country.
Can we go to the details here, Mr. Onakwasa? How are you? Good morning, sir. Good morning.
Good morning, my adorable Oji.
All right, let's just go to the details here. There were a lot of accusations. First of all, Professor Yusuf Usman accused President Bola Ahmed Tinubu of nepotism after he appointed his son-in-law as the head of Federal Housing Authority. He also talked about how this administration has pushed more Nigerians into multi-dimensional poverty because of some of his policies. I'd like for you to respond to those two.
Did he?
Let me just land. My main question.
I am not.
My main question, because it is sure it is your right of reply, and I'd like for you to respond to those accusations. That's number one. Number two.
So I am.
Sure. Number two.
I am responding. Will you let me respond?
Go ahead.
I will not dance to your tune.
No problem. On those two accusations.
God, you will have to give me some respect.
Sure, sir. On those two accusations.
Now, let us. It's a conversation, for God's sake.
Absolutely.
You will let me speak.
Go ahead, sir.
My adorable daughter, please let me speak.
Go ahead, sir. The floor is yours.
I adore you. Let me speak. Now, which nepotism is he talking about? Is it the nepotism we saw the last 8 years? He wants to protest what? What is anybody threatening in this country? Who? Threatening who? That you will stop food from coming from north to south? Then the people from south should stop what they produce to go to the north? Do we still have a country? What is wrong with people in this country? Who is threatening who? Seriously. We have one country. Listen, I think Steve, my brother Steve and Yoranje will understand this better. I will mention one word. One nation, one destiny. It was the mantra during the era of Shehu Shagari. If nobody there understands that, Steve most certainly will understand it.
I do understand this. Yes, one nation.
Let's respect each other. Nobody should threaten another person in this country. Okay. We are all in this together.
All right, Mr.
We have a president in this country. Our president means well. Please let me speak. Our president means well. He is working hard to put things together. Do you even know the biggest problem we had the last 8 years? When all these people, their voices were silent. The problem was the emasculation of President Tinubu from the... If President Tinubu's touch was in the government this last 8 years, we will not be where we are today.
All right. Okay.
We are trying to get out of a difficult situation. Then somebody comes on television and starts threatening people that he will do what? Governor Bago says he wants to stop food moving from Niger State. Should I stop fuel from moving from Delta State to his state? What an insult.
All right.
We are one country. Let us rest. Listen, excuse me, nobody is afraid of anybody.
Okay.
Let nobody threaten anybody in this country. Please.
All right.
What an insult.
Sure.
Rubbish.
All right, Mr. Anakwesa, you've talked about threat a lot. But I asked a question, and it was just a question about nepotism, which you have not answered yet. But I'll skip that. I'll skip that question.
I said, is the nepotism? No, is the nepotism. Whatever nepotism is embellishing, is it worse than the nepotism of the last 8 years? This is what is happening.
All right. The idea of Nigeria being the idea of Nigeria being plunged into multi-dimensional poverty was one of his main issue on the program yesterday. But I'd like for you.
Nigeria?
Well, you've answered some of those questions.
Can I answer you?
No.
I have heard your question.
You will.
Can I answer it now?
I gave you 5 minutes to respond, but you haven't responded. But let me ask you this last question. What do you make?
I want to respond to the question.
Sure.
No, I insist on responding to the question.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Is it Bola Tinubu that caused beautiful? Is it Bola Tinubu that caused multidimensional poverty in Nigeria? How? We are Christians. Today is Sunday, for God's sake. Let us fear God. How did Bola Tinubu cause a single problem in this country? How? 8 years? You were there?
Well, he talked about the policies.
How many people were lifted out of poverty? It's Bola Tinubu's fault. Bola Tinubu is not even 1 year in power.
Okay, let's.
People are complaining.
Mr. Onakwesa, please, can I ask you a question? Because you said what problems has he caused. So let's talk about some of the problems we're facing today that we did not face before he was sworn in on the 29th of May, 2023. Can we talk about some of the exact problems we're facing? We have new inflation figures for monetary inflation. The Naira has lost its value at a faster rate than under President. You did not answer Oji's previous question, which was about nepotism. Yes. Yes, sir.
I will answer the first question before this your question.
About nepotism specifically. No, she asked about nepotism specifically.
We are no longer having a conversation if you will not allow me answer the question. You can't dictate to me.
I'm just asking if you are going to speak on nepotism in government.
Which nepotism? Is it the Bola Tinubu that walked his own son out of a federal executive meeting that you're accusing of nepotism?
Well, the federal executive meeting has people who...
What? Yes.
There's legal requirements for who can be on the Federal Executive Council meetings, right? This is a very important meeting, and nobody.
Then what are you saying?
We're talking about the appointment of his son-in-law to be in charge of the Federal Housing Commission. My apologies.
No, he is not qualified. Are you more qualified than him? What do you mean by that? What's the point? Listen to me. Nobody. Listen. I'm not going to dance to this gaslighting you are trying to do, my adorable daughter. Nobody should threaten anybody in this country. We are one country. Do you know the kind of people that support Bola Tinubu? Let nobody think that he can intimidate anybody. Not in this country. The people who support Bola Tinubu, we support him from the bottom of our heart. And we support him because we believe that this country is in a precarious state. And this is the kind of man we need to be our... People there's this narrative out there that people follow. Do I look like Daniel Bala? We don't collect money from Bola Tinubu. We spend our money on Bola Tinubu. If you don't know,
All right. So, Mr. Onokwasa.
I've said it on television.
May I come in now, if you don't mind? Mr. Onokwasa. All right. Can I come in now? Just 2 quick questions.
Go.
So that you do not get agitated in any way. It's a conversation, just like you said. You've referred to the case. Yes.
Let me be able to respond.
Yes.
That's all I'm asking.
No problem. No problem. I'll just ask you 2 quick questions, and then you have the floor to respond. First is to respond on the issue of Governor Bago of Niger State, who is mounting food blockade, discouraging food, in fact, ordering that food should not come down south. You made reference to it. But then who is to act?
It's breaking the law.
Exactly. So who is to act? I said, who is to act? Your man, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is the president of the country. We have not had any response from any agency of government on what Governor Bago has done. That's one. Secondly, Mr. Onokwasa, you referred to the case of subsidy, and that subsidy had to go. Correct, subsidy had to go. But then are you aware that we are now paying probably double on subsidy than what the president claimed that he cancelled, that he removed by May 29? Are you able to confirm that if indeed the landing cost of petrol as at today is more than 1,000? Just one moment. If it's more than 1,000 now, it only means that we are paying much more on subsidy than we were paying before May 29. Did you get the question, Mr. Onokwasa?
Hello, I think my mic is off.
I can hear you, but can you hear me? All right, we have Mr. Onokwasa back, but I'm afraid we just have 1 minute to have his response. Mr. Onokwasa, good to have you back. I hope that you got my question the last time.
Yeah, one of your questions was about
Governor Bago of Niger State, and the other one is about subsidy. Is subsidy back? Can you confirm if this government is paying subsidy as at today, as claimed by IMF and a few other media organizations who have done their research?
Yeah. If anybody who has evidence that subsidy is being paid is quite free to present such evidence. What I can tell you for sure is that President Tinubu has been using creative means to stabilize the supply of fuel to Nigerians, as he's equally using creative means to bring down prices, which the citizens of this country will see soon. As for Governor Bago, I don't know who he think he is, that he can disrupt trade, he can violate freedom of movement, he can violate freedom of commerce, he can violate freedom of contract. No problem. If he thinks that is what he's entitled to do, he will know that even a governor with immunity is not above the law. Okay? Now, we are patriots. Okay? And it's not a tit for tat. We are one nation, one country, one destiny. All right? Nobody has the right to block anything from being transported across Nigeria. Because if we do that, we will no longer have a country. Let's respect each other. And let nobody tell us about protest. Protest for what? The protest, we did not protest for 8 years. 8 years of indolence.
Governor Bago, by the way, you know, is a member of your party, is a member of APC. I wonder why your party has not done anything about it.
That is beside the point.
All right.